Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, creator of Animation Lookback and Animats Reviews, and welcome to another big and beautiful round of updates. And the first thing that I would like to discuss with you guys is not necessarily something of what is to come, but it's actually more something of what has happened. And it has been a little while since this update vlog, but I wanted to actually finally take this moment to actually fully celebrate it with you guys. And what I'm talking, of course, is that my YouTube channel has officially surpassed 50,000 subscribers. And I could not be more than honored for this occasion. And it really was an exciting moment. And the funny thing is that what actually did happen to finally reach that landmark was honestly really surprising. And I still don't really know what exactly happened. But there was a moment in which the new top 10 that I made, the top 10 worst animated sequels, it actually went viral at one point in the middle of August. And from then on, like, the views immediately jumped up, as well as the number of subscribers. Like, I was gaining new fans one by one, and it really was exciting. And, like, it continuously climbed, but it was only a short moment until the school season officially began, and things went back a little bit downwards. But that's okay, because I still got that big count, and even as of this update vlog, I am up to, actually not up to, but pretty close to 55,000 subscribers, which is still really exciting. And I couldn't thank you guys enough. This is more because of you than it actually is because of me. This is such a huge honor, and you know, it's really exciting that my YouTube channel and just my business here on YouTube in general is starting to become more efficient. It's starting to become more legit, and it's starting to grow bigger and bigger by the day. And it's honestly such an honor, and I feel really glad. And this is all because of your support and all of your viewership, and just the fact that you guys enjoy watching my videos. You know, it really does bring me a smile, and it really gives me a lot more confidence and a lot more motivation to really improve my videos, to make them better and better by the second. So that's pretty much a pledge that I will make to you guys, is to continuously improve upon my videos, to make it better, and you know, to bring in more of an audience to come by. And so now that I have finally reached 50,000 subscribers, which was a goal that I wanted to do for 2016, which, yes, finally now I have achieved it. Now the next big step that I want to go and aim is to actually get 100,000 subscribers. Now, I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe this could take me like months or years, or whatever, but it'll depend on some determination and a lot of hard work and a bit of luck as well. But that's pretty much the next big goal that I want to go and get. And I want you guys to also help me out on this as well, if we can go and reach that landmark, because I would love to be one of the big YouTube film critics, or just like one of the big YouTube animation critics, like right up there with Chad from Looney, Rebel Taxi, or Mr. Enter, or any of those guys. You know, that would actually be a lot of fun, and you know, it would actually be such a great honor. Like, I really want to go and continue this for you guys and try to make them even better. So we'll see how that goes. So the next big step is going to be 100,000 subscribers. But beforehand, there is another thing that I would like to discuss with you guys regarding the videos themselves, and the first of which that I would like to talk about is the long anticipated comeback of Animation Lookback, and I am of course referring to Animation Lookback Looney Tunes. Now, in previous update vlogs, I have discussed about what are my plans specifically for Animation Lookback Looney Tunes, but as the days and the months have passed by, I have made some great progress on it, and I am in the middle of editing them as I'm doing this update vlog. but I would like to give you guys a little bit of a reminder of what's basically the entire plan of what I'm going to do with Animation Lookback Looney Tunes. Now, the thing is that I will start off with a big animation look back, like a massive big starter for Looney Tunes, and that one will be released on a Friday. So that's going to be the big video, the big intro to tell you of what's to come. Then following afterwards is going to be a bit like a spiritual successor to the Epic Mickey Files, which will be once a week on Saturday at noon. Every time that will happen, I will go and release short animation lookbacks regarding individual characters from the Looney Tunes. I'm not going to do every single one of them, but mostly the more popular ones, the ones that have a bigger name, the ones that have a bigger historical significance, and the ones that have a more fascinating history to talk about. So that's pretty much that's what's going to be going on for a while, actually. This is going to be a series that will happen for months and months, that will happen every week. And the one thing that you guys may not know is going to be the release date. And for a while I have been talking about either like a summer or a fall release, but now that I am in good progress with the editing, I can officially say when it can actually be released. Now, the first one that is going to be out, the first big animation look back Looney Tunes, the one that is pretty much going to be starting it all, that one will actually be released a lot closer than you think, and I have scheduled it to have a September 30th release. So mark your calendars on that. And what's going to be following afterwards, after September 30th, the week after is when I'm going to start to do the smaller animation lookbacks looking into the smaller characters. So that's pretty much the whole gist of it. However, I would like to remind you guys, if you guys really are excited for Animation Lookback Looney Tunes and you want to be the first ever to go check it out, what you can do is that you can go and support my work on Patreon at patreon.com/animat. And what I do, and this is for everybody who pledges like the minimum of $2 a month, you can go and you can check out like all of my videos a day early without any commercials. So you can go and do that if you really are that excited. Like if you want to go and check it out on September 29th before anyone else, then you can go and do so by pledging $2, like just $2 a month or even more on my Patreon. So that's just a little bit of a heads up. But yes, all this to say is that everything is going underway, and Animation Lookback will be coming back very soon on September 30th. Now, the next thing I would like to discuss with you guys is going to be another type of video, which actually does relate to a previous thing that I have talked about. Now, for the longest time beforehand, I have always thought to myself that having 50,000 subscribers is a pretty big milestone. And I've always stated that whenever the day comes that I would finally reach 50,000 subscribers, I want to go and make a special top 10. Now, the thing is with this top 10 is that, considering that like, I've reached 50,000 subscribers, like, just so sudden. This was, like, during the peak of, my popularity during the summer when, the top 10 worst animated sequels got so huge and the subscribers just kept on coming and coming and coming. And, like, it's far surpassed 50,000 subscribers, so with that said, I didn't immediately have time to actually make a top 10 at that moment, but I will say though that like this was an idea that I always wanted to go and make. There's a subject in particular of a top 10 that I always wanted to do as a way to commemorate 50,000 subscribers. Now the thing is though is that I'm not going to say what it is just yet. Even though, like, last time when I gave out a hint for the top 10, a lot of you just immediately got it. It's like, okay, here is my hint for you guys, and a lot of you are just like, it's the top 10 worst animated sequels. And I was there like, oh, well, so much for keeping the surprise. But anyways, regarding this one, I don't think you guys are going to get it, because the thing is, what I can say about the top 10 that I want to make is that this is something that's more personal. This is more of a top 10 that I would really like to see. The last time I made a top 10 with the worst animated sequels, that was more something I know that you guys would really want. But with this top 10, this was more something that I really would like to see, you know, like have this kind of top 10 actually be made. However, the way that I want to do it is not going to be as big or as elaborate as the previous top 10, where it's more Nostalgia Critic-esque. With this one, it's going to be a lot more casual, kind of like my annual top 5 best and worst animated films of the year. So it's going to be a lot more in that tone than it would like with all the comedic bits and all the random jokes going on. So that's pretty much the top 10 that I am planning to try out. And as for the release date, originally I did think about having it released by the end of October, but due to scheduling, because of many different projects that did come up, I decided to go and delay it, and it will be released somewhere in mid-November. And during that time, that's going to be when, like, just before the holiday season comes in, before American Thanksgiving, and before Christmas. So, that's probably the best time to actually go put it up, so it can, I can let it simmer, and when there is going to be another top 10 coming, and it will be out in November. And hopefully, I'll still find the time to actually go and make it. But anyways, so with that said and done, there is actually one more thing and I would like to discuss, and this is actually regarding ConBravo. Now, if you guys may remember, back at the end of July, for the first time ever, I was actually invited as a special guest to appear at a convention. This involves, just making appearance, walking around, also appearing in panels, signing autographs, and mostly doing special guest stuff. And with that said, I just gotta say that I really had the time of my life. I kind of came in with a bit of nothing. Like I didn't have any. Like I didn't invite any friends. I didn't know anybody going in. Well, I didn't know anybody personally coming in. But with that said, when I entered in, I absolutely felt welcome. Everybody was so nice, and everybody was just a lot of fun to hang out with. And on top of that, just meeting with fans is such an extraordinary experience. It was almost unbelievable how a lot of people just recognized me from my videos. It was actually legit a situation where every time I would want to go from point A to point B for whatever reason, there's always at least one person who would stop me just to say hi or take a picture. And, it was absolutely fantastic, and I really felt honored to actually meet up with fans and people who actually do recognize my work on the internet. It was actually amazing. And on top of that, I'm sure there are a lot of people who are disappointed that they would miss that opportunity to be at ConBravo to meet me up. But don't worry just yet. There are some videos and there are a few articles that do bring you back to that moment that of the times that I went to ConBravo. So I'm going to be doing my best to go down into the description and give you guys as much as I can find regarding videos and articles of the stuff that I have done in ConBravo. If you guys have found more, or you guys have something to add into it, by all means do so. Do it in the comment section. That would actually be fantastic. And on top of that, there are a few people that I would like to thank for such a wonderful experience at ConBravo. First of which, I want to thank Tenacious Lee, the first fan that I did meet up once I entered into Hamilton, Ontario. And he was one of the reasons why I actually got into ConBravo, so I want to thank him. There's also Mikey Insanity for being a good bud along the way. There's also Heather McDonald, aka Kaluna Reviews from Channel Awesome. A great person, great girl to hang out with. And also Tristan, aka Arcada from Glass Reflections. Definitely an awesome dude. These guys in particular really made my con experience just fantastic, and I couldn't ask for any better, for any great friends to have at ConBravo, and if you guys haven't seen their works, absolutely do so. In fact, like, I'll even add their link. I'll even add their link into the description, so you guys can definitely go check them out. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for making my experience at ConBravo just absolutely phenomenal. And on top of that, I would be so down to do this again, like to hang out with you guys sometime. And this is not even to mention all the other great people that I've met. You know, like just to get to know them and, you know, have a great time with them as well. This includes Lewis, aka Linkara, Nash, Diamanda Hagen, Zarya, Amanda, the Omega Geek, Derek the Bard, Chris, aka Evangelist, Leon Thomas, am I missing any others? Rentasmo, and so much more, so much more people. It was a true honor hanging out with you guys, and I have never felt so close to the reviewing community, and it was just an amazing experience. And I'm sure some of you may be wondering if I would ever do this again, like appear as a guest at a convention, maybe not in ConBravo again, but like in any other convention. But for that, I will say we shall wait and see. We'll see if there's any other conventions that would like to invite me as a guest at a con. But yeah, I guess that would be my answer. Let's just wait and see. But yeah, but so far from my experience at ConBravo, I had a wonderful time. Oh, and of course I forgot to mention thank you to the wonderful staff at ConBravo, making sure that everything was in order and that to ensure that I had a great time. So I want to thank you guys as well. But anyways, that is pretty much going to be it in terms of the updates, and now it's time that we go and move on to the Q&A. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Q&A is, how it works is that I would go and answer 5 questions from wherever you would ask me, whether it be through the comment section on YouTube, or whether it be on my social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on DeviantArt, or anything like that. As long as you ask me a question, then there could be a chance I'll answer one of them here. However, if your question is not asked in this vlog, well then, better luck next time in the next update vlog. So anyways, let's go and begin and ask a question, and we shall start off with Princess Aubrey Ezo, and she asked, Matt, do you collect Disney pins? Oh, absolutely I do collect Disney pins. In fact, let me just show you a little bit of my collection. The thing is, with what I want to do with my collection, I'm not aiming to go and collect every single one of them, because that would just be a nightmare and way too expensive. But this is just more of a personal collection that mostly stays close to my interests. Rather it be the places that I've been in the Disney parks, the rides that I am interested in, or the characters that I like. It's mostly in coalition with my personal interests. So of course you're going to see some pins regarding the Muppets, or you're going to see several Figment pins as well, or like even just with characters. And probably my rarer ones that I do have is that I actually do have pins from my time at Disneyland Paris, which is actually almost 10 years since I've been there. That's actually kind of freaky. But yeah, this is just to say that's just a little that's just a little showing of my pins. But yeah, this is just to say yes, I do collect pins. All right, so with that said and done, let's go and ask the next question that we have here. And this one, hold on a sec. Oh, that didn't work out as well. Okay, there we go. This one shall be coming from Papa John 71. And John asked, do you think Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde from Zootopia have a strong chemistry that could lead them being a couple in a sequel? Okay, so before anybody jumps into any conclusions, I just want to say that there is no sequel that has been confirmed at Disney. Like, you'll hear some talks from directors Rich Moore and Brian Howard, saying that they might have some ideas regarding if they would ever make a Zootopia sequel, but nothing is official just yet. But regarding the chemistry that they do have, you can definitely tell that they do have a strong friendship, and I guess it could probably lead to a relationship or something like that. But Honestly, you're not really asking the right guy for this situation. The truth of the matter is that I'm not necessarily a shipper. I'm not entirely a romantic person. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that would take one character and then I would take another and I would just go and, bash them together. It's like, now kiss. No, like, I don't really do that. It's not... I guess it's not necessarily my cup of tea. I'm not the romantic kind of guy. So, in terms of shipping and stuff like that, it's not necessarily my interest. Unless it's like shipping a girl with me, maybe I would do that, but that's like the most that I would do, but that's it. Regarding Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, I don't know. Like, if they ever do make a sequel with that happening, then hopefully they'll execute it in a great way. But I don't know. Like, I do appreciate what they have now, just as like a friendship between two best friends, because personally, I see that, and it kind of reminds me of my relationship with some of my close friends. It's a little bit like that as well. Some would say that I would be a bit like Judy Hopps, and a lot more would say that I would be like Nick Wilde in the friendship. But yeah, basically, we'll see, maybe, or something like that. But I appreciate what they have now. All right, so with that said, let's move on to the next question. Hold on, did I pick anything? Hold on, no. Oh my god, it's not even working. Come on, okay. Light taps. There we go. Okay, so the next one is going to be coming from Luke Drados, and he asked, "Hey Animat, I watched your video on Rotten Tomatoes and agree with you on how it should not be used to back up arguments. That is true, but sometimes I would bring it up. Also, I've noticed that iTunes and DVDs are using the sites as a selling point. What do you think of this?" Well, to be very honest, I understand how nowadays, Rotten Tomatoes is starting to become more and more of a marketable thing. In fact, let me just show you a little something. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Like, one of the best examples that I have, like, as you can see on my Blu-ray of Shaun the Sheep movie, like, on the little corner right here, you'll find that, it is marketed. This is not even a sticker or anything. It is on the box itself, saying that it's certified fresh. In fact, let me just check. Yeah, it's even on the Blu-ray itself that it's certified fresh. And, I know, in terms of Shaun the Sheep movie, it's got, about really close to 100%, actually. I think it's got even more than Inside Out. But with that said, I do understand why marketers are trying to be a bit more keen on trying to advertise Rotten Tomatoes as a selling point to sell their movie. It's pretty much the argument that I tried to say near the end of that Rotten Tomatoes video, is that people are... sorry, I kind of spit a little bit. More and more people are starting to become a little bit more dependent on having Rotten Tomatoes, because people really want to have their information now. People are starting to become more dependent on having their information as soon as possible, without the need of even seeing the movie or even having the movie be made. A great example that I can think of is that I'm sure a really anticipated film is either like Frozen 2 or the Lego Movie 2, considering the large following that it has. Now, production hasn't necessarily started on either of those films, but people are still wondering if the movie is either good or bad, and this is where Rotten Tomatoes comes in. And especially, on the days before it's released, people are really anticipating to know if the movie would be good or not. That's why Rotten Tomatoes would come in, and people would go into that website and watch it like a hawk every day. Rather it be with movies like Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, or even the Ghostbusters reboot, they would always keep an eye on what the critics have to say about it. And through that, sometimes they would determine if it's going to be really, really good, or if it's really, really bad. They want to know either one side or the other, if it's going to be amazing or terrible. They will never accept something that is in between. And with that, the marketers decided to take that as an advantage with the people's dependency on websites like Rotten Tomatoes, and if their movie actually has a really good rating, then they would go and use that as a selling point, saying that Rotten Tomatoes approved it, so you should go and watch this. So that's mostly the reason why you're starting to see Rotten Tomatoes more as a selling point, because this is marketers pretty much taking advantage of people's dependency of having their information as soon as possible and relying on websites like Rotten Tomatoes to determine if a movie is going to be good or not. So hopefully I have answered that question right there, and now let us go move on to the next one, which is going to be right over here, and we got the Tinfoil Hatter, and the Hatter asks, what are some of the absolute best and some of the absolute worst animated movies you haven't reviewed yet? Well, I can say this right now, that in terms of the best animated films, there is like a giant list that I have yet to go through. I mean, like, I can look at the Disney films and the Studio Ghibli films alone, and I can list you almost every single one of them that I have yet to review, whether it be like the classics, like Snow White, Pinocchio, or Fantasia, or the ones from the Renaissance, like Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, Aladdin, or even like the Studio Ghibli films. I haven't even touched upon many of them. Like, the only ones I've looked into so far are Totoro, Mononoke, Arrietty, The Wind Rises, and that's pretty much it. And this is not even touching many of their absolute classics like Spirited Away, Grave of the Fireflies, Pom Poko, Porco Rosso. What else is there? Castle in the Sky, Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, Kiki's Delivery Service. You know, like, there are too many of them to not even list. And like this is not even mentioning even like the Pixar films and all that kind of stuff. So there's a giant list of the best animated films I haven't even looked upon. And as for the absolute worst, well, that I can guarantee you, I have reviewed a lot of them. But the ones that I have yet to look upon, I know that there are two major ones that I haven't looked into yet. There is Tentacolino, which technically, yes, I have discussed about it on my top 10 worst animated sequels, but I haven't done a full review yet. And then there is the other animated Titanic film with the rapping dog. So there are those ones that I have yet to look into. So, like, maybe there are a few other ones, but thinking about the ones that have major notoriety or major infamy, that's pretty much a hard one to sell, because I basically tackled upon many of the, like, the big name absolute worst ones, rather it be like Food Fight, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, Norm of the North, Walking with Dinosaurs 3D, or yeah, Walking with Dinosaurs 3D, or Strange Magic, or any of those films. Like, I have mostly touched upon many of them, but if there are other big name ones that I haven't looked upon in terms of the worst ones, I don't know, we'll see. But so far in my mind, there are the two other animated Titanic movies. Alright, so that's pretty much it with that one. Now let's move on. Let's make the last one count for this question. And we actually got from Miriam... hold on a sec. Miriam Olokodana. Okay. And Miriam asks, Animat, do you play Pokemon Go? And to that I shall say, yes, absolutely. Like, I am actually pretty much leveling myself up so much, and usually, funny enough with games, I only play them one at a time. I don't know if this is mostly because of a habit, but Pokemon Go so far is the big game that I am playing a lot. And yeah, so far, I have been using it quite frequently, daily even. And even though, like, I haven't been going around with it, like, I haven't explored, like, in downtown or going all over the place to go and find some Pokemon and stuff like that, like, I do play it a bit more in a casual sense, where I mostly just go and catch Pokemon. It is actually very rare that I would go into a gym and actually fight in there, but it is a lot of fun to do. And on top of that, I will say the great thing about Pokemon Go is that it actually does give me more exercise than what I'm actually doing right now. Which, by the way, I will mention, yes, I actually do exercises. I actually go to gyms. But, like, this one adds into my weekly routine to exercise. Like, I would frequently walk around my neighborhood just to go and help out my eggs to hatch. Or now with the new buddy system, it actually gives me more reasons to go out and walk on a daily basis. It's actually really nice. So yeah, overall, I am a massive Pokemon Go player, and if you guys want to know about the team I'm in, all I could say is, yeah. So yeah, hopefully that will answer your question. But anyways, that is pretty much it for, hold on a sec, I just need to put, okay, there we go. Alright, so that is pretty much it for the Q&A. And that's pretty much it for this video. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for your amazing support, making me reach to 50,000 subscribers. It is such a huge honor, and I will promise you guys for more great videos to come. And next up, let's try and go and get to 100,000 subscribers. So I'll do my part, and hopefully you guys will do yours to help me reach that goal. So let's go and make this happen. Also, you can follow me on social media, whether it be through Twitter or on Facebook. I even have a DeviantArt page. And also, if you guys would like to support my work and at the same time get some awesome rewards, you can go onto patreon.com/animat, and that would actually give you a great opportunity to get a sneak preview, or actually be the first to see some highly anticipated videos, including animation Lookback Looney Tunes. And that will pretty much be it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see you later, dudes!